First, on behalf of the nearly 300,000 people who call this county home, thank all of you for your commitment, not only to these great Catholic schools, but certainly to the faculty, the staff, and most importantly to the children who are getting a tremendous education thanks to your commitment, the commitment of the church, and of course the commitment of the community. And for that, I can only tell you, as a community, we're exceptionally grateful. On behalf of Dutchess County, I am proud to proclaim Wednesday, May 29th, 2019 as Cardinal Dolan Day in Dutchess County.
Thank you, Mark.
You're very welcome. I want to share one last thought, and then I'll give the podium right back to Carlos. I have proclamations for your other honorees, and I'll ask you to distribute them. I'll be here. I want to share this thought with you. In fact, the fact that it's raining, and I think Monsignor, who may have had to leave already, would appreciate this. The fact that it's raining, we're often, I think, feeling as if these days we're living in a storm. And in many ways, I think whether Catholic or not, Christian or not, we live in a time that, quite frankly, it seems the waves are always crashing up against us. I have a favorite passage of the Bible that I just wanted to share. It's from it's from 1 Kings, chapter 19, and it speaks of Elijah. And you might remember some of the story, but we overlook the fact that Elijah was running for his life in this book. And many times we look for God's word in crashing waves and strikes of lightning. But what Elijah was taught and what Elijah was compelled while he hid away in the woods, for his life, was that sometimes God and the hope of God speaks to us in a very quiet voice. And just listen for this just for a moment. Elijah was afraid and ran for his life. And of course it goes on that all at once the angel touched him and said, "Get up and eat. You have to do this, right? It's for sustenance. We need that." And then the angel of the Lord came back a second time and touched Elijah and said, "Get up and eat. The journey is long." And what we're living through, and I would admit to you without any comedy, in this state in particular, feels like it's a long journey, that we're sometimes lost in the wilderness, that we don't necessarily feel like people are making decisions in the best interest of those they serve or the life that deserves a government that protects it. And so Elijah was hiding away, right? Waiting. And the angel says, "Feed, eat, get healthy again," right? And the word of the Lord finally came to him and said, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" And so he replied, "I've been zealous for the Lord. The Israelites rejected your covenant, torn down your altars, and put your prophets to death. I am the only one left, and now they are trying to kill me too." So the Lord said, "Go out and stand on the mountain in the presence of the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by." His Eminence would remind us the Lord is always here. We just have to wait and accept him. And then a great and powerful wind tore through the mountains and shattered the rocks before the Lord, but the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord wasn't in the fire. After a fire came a gentle whisper. And when Elijah heard it, he pulled his cloak over his face, went out and stood at the mouth of the cave. And then a voice came to him and said, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" What you teach our children is how to answer that question. And what we need to do more is to sit quietly and listen. Listen to each other. Listen to those in some degree of authority, whether it's in the church or in our homes. And listen for what sometimes in the massive chaos that we live, in which we live, sometimes that is just a simple, quiet voice. I'd ask that we as a society try to listen for that voice. Your Eminence, it is my honor to be with you yet again, and it's thrilled to have you back, and congratulations to your honorees. A daily duo tonight.